Matrix marketing. Are you the one? Hello and welcome to Season 4 Proposal Breakdown. My name is Adam and I'm the founder and CEO of Better Proposals. In this season, we're looking at 5 competing proposals for the redesign of a website for a music festival. Our final proposal is for Matrix Marketing. Let's go. Okay, so straight away, they're hitting the relevancy right out the gate. So they've got their brand right across the middle and straight away they've got a relevant photo of an absolutely sick rave. So straight away, they're talking our language, which is great. Straight into the introduction, immediately they're talking about our problem. How to get more tickets sold, how to get more VIPs booked. Talking about the benefit of obviously making sure that it looks good, everything's on brand. Absolutely smashed it. Really, really, really good stuff. So we roll on. This is one of those things where for me, I don't think this is a smart move. For other people, they might think that this is a good move. So if you smash this out the park, it's great. If you don't, you can almost wreck everything. So what they've done here is a mock-up of what our future homepage could look like. It's not bad. It's not blown me away. But I think the problem with doing stuff like this is if I'm looking at this thinking that's actually what my homepage could look like and I don't like it, they've blown their hand already. Like they've shown their hand and it's not good. If it is good and I'm like, oh my God, this is unreal. They've smashed it out of the park. I love it. Oh, wow, amazing. Everything else is going to flow beautifully. So it's one of those things. If you've got a crazy amount of confidence in your work, go for it. If not, I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't do it. In this instance, it's kind of fine, but it's just one of those dangerous things. You can almost wreck a really good deal by just trying it and not getting it right. So it's not really worth doing, I don't think. So as we move on, be in the party is one of their headlines in here. As we move further down, really good stuff. Like, it's not difficult to change a headline or a little subhead as you're going down. It just keeps that thing going. So these guys were clearly really, really into the idea. Maybe they're ravers themselves, who knows? But it's really good to keep it flowing, keep it relevant. And it's simple stuff as well. They haven't had to do a huge amount here, really. So that's really good. And then what they've done here at this point, which I must admit seems random, but for some reason it sort of flows, and I think it's because everything else is really nice and tailored. They're starting to talk about video. Now this is really interesting because one of the things that we said to everybody in the brief was that we filmed with a local video production company the after movie footage, but we never got it edited. And this is the only proposal that actually suggested doing anything to do with video. Now it's possible the others didn't, but it's really interesting that they're leading with this, which is really, really cool. So they're trying to push their video production services and basically saying, we'll do the after movie for you, which is really, really cool. So it's very, very relevant. So then we go into talking about the specifics of the website and the discovery, the design phase. Again, little bit wordy, a little bit boring, but it's not too bad. They've not gone too mad with it. The jargon is just about right. They've not gone too nuts with it, which is good. So this is just about within the sort of confines of tolerable, I'd say. They're talking about testing, launching, and training, which is really, really nice. Mentioned the domain and the hosting, so that's all good stuff. Told us they're going to take care of all of that, which is lovely. Time frame, 4 to 6 weeks, all good stuff. They put a very, very simple table together, which tells us how long each bit's going to take. Nothing particularly fancy or over the top about this, but it is what it is, and it's relatively clear. So that's really good stuff. And this is a nice touch. They've got this screenshot in here of what's essentially like a really basic Gantt chart in some sort of software, and they're talking about basically keeping track of the project as it's going through, which I think is a really good touch, and keeping people in the loop about what's going to happen and all the different stages where you can basically contact your designer or whatever it is within this platform. So that's a really cool touch. So if you do offer something like that, get that in there because it's really, really good. Okay, so your investment, bonus points for using the term investment. That's good stuff. And they've got a pricing table in here, which again is pretty clear. I think they probably, my only criticism with this, the total is set out at £9,185. They've got the payment terms, which are 50% deposit, 50% on completion. On completion, is that on launch when they say it's done? That's not 100% clear. I've made my point on the 50-50 thing. It's generally not going to work out in your favour. You want that last percentage to be smaller. So you kind of want to do like a 30-30-30-10. But you want that last bit to be smaller so that the pressure isn't on you to deliver to get that last bit. My only criticism with this pricing table here is that they've broken stuff up that you basically can't have without another thing. So they've got design, front end development, and then CMS and theme development, launching and training. So I don't know what the point of having the front end development. What can I not have here? It's kind of confusing. Like there's no need. You've got the design, which is at $3,000. You've got the front end development, which is at 3.5. Why am I not going to want both? I can't. You're presenting it here like it's something I can remove, but why? And then you've got the theme development and the CMS. Is that not the same as front end? Seems a little bit strange. So they've kind of broke it up to try and make the prices not seem crazy high, but it's not like I can't see the total. Like it still ends up at £9,185 anyway. So I would say merge those three things. It's not like you can have them separately anyway, but what you're opening yourself up to is somebody going, really? So you've designed it for $3,000, you've developed it for 3.5. What's this $2,000 for? You're asking for somebody to question it. But because it's all split up, you're giving them ammo for no real reason. So if you can't remove any of this stuff, just put the whole thing as one thing. So moving on from the pricing, which, as I say, isn't too bad at all. I think this is a case study. Not 100% sure. Doesn't actually say it's a case study. It's just sort of goes straight into it. It seems like it is. There's no mention of any benefits or anything that happened here. It's just like a link. Then they've got an About Us page. So I'm usually critical of About Us pages. In this case, I don't see it as a major problem because of where it is. I've mainly got a problem when it's like the first thing you show them. Like you've opened the proposal up, it's meant to be about me and solving all my problems, and here's all this About Us stuff. That's yuck. This is right in the middle of the proposal. It's kind of lost in it, so it's like there if you want it, but not if you don't. Personally, take it or leave it, but if you are going to put it in, this is kind of the way that you do it. So then they've got some previous work. They've got some logos in there, which is really good for some brands, which is great. One of them may or may not be their own company, which is a bit strange. They've got some social proof in here, so they've got some different companies they're partnered with, like Google, Shopify, review sites, which is good. And then we go into a statement of work. This seems a bit abrupt, if I'm honest. So we go into a statement of work, which is pretty lengthy, but not too much of a problem. And then we've got next steps. The next steps are good, but some of them are kind of irrelevant. So they've got read the contract on the previous pages. I would swap this round. So I'd have your next steps, then bury your contract underneath. That way people kind of go, well, this is the proposal and this is the contract. It kind of mentally separates it. When you put the terms and conditions further up, it just elongates everything and you can't make that mental split. So they're saying read the T's and C's. That's good stuff. If you've got any questions, let us know. That's not a step. Happy to clarify any points and we can sort them out together. Cool. Bit pointless. Don't really need to say it. Once you're confident and you're ready to move forward, click sign here, click the sign button below. Okay, cool. It's just like repeating itself for no real reason. The first actual action is read the T's and C's and sign. So that's it. Then it says sign again for some reason. Then it says that they're going to receive a notification, don't know why, and they'll contact you to sort out next steps and get the project rolling. Okay. Then they'll email a copy of the signed contract. And if you'd like to speak to us by phone, don't hesitate. There's 7 steps in there, most of which are either the same thing or pointless. Try and keep that to 3 where you can. It's just unnecessary waffle. Like you've got somebody ready to go and you're confusing them with nonsense. So just keep it nice and simple. Click, sign, we'll send you an invoice, and we'll have a kick-off call, and that's it. Doesn't need to be any more complicated. I must say, although I'm looking at this as a PDF, this was sent with an online web link with something similar to Better Proposals. So that's, as much as it pains me to say it, because it's quite clearly a competitor, it was quite good. So not too bad. So all in all, we've looked at 5 proposals for exactly the same project, and it would be pretty difficult to say that Matrix Marketing haven't smashed this, really. There's a few minor gripes in the proposal, but in general, there's nothing major missing. They've pretty much got everything in a logical and what we would consider a correct order. They've not gone too mad on the jargon. Really, really good stuff. So I guess they were the one.